This is your program, Transforming Lives One at a Time. On this program, we deal with real issues that affect the human experience as we seek to find meaningful solutions. Well, today we'll be talking about the family, how we can give our young people the best chance at success, and how Family Life Tobago is contributing in these areas. As we are all aware, the family is the bedrock of the society, and the quality of life we enjoy starts with a proper functioning family. First of all, let me say Happy Mother's Day to all our beautiful mothers and ladies celebrating Mother's Day. And we really want to thank you for the significant contribution you have been making and continue to make in the lives of our children, our guardians, our families, and of course, the entire nation. Let me also take the opportunity to wish my mom a very happy and special Mother's Day to you, Dianne Mcletchie. And of course, she has been such a tower of strength, a pillar for her entire family, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. We salute you, mothers. Well, let me introduce my guest today, who is the chairman of the non-governmental organization of Family Life Tobago. I want to say welcome to you, Dr. Maria Dillon Remy. It's a pleasure having you on Transforming Lives One at a Time.
Thank you for having me and having us here today on your program.
Yes. Well, I know you wear many hats, but today you are specifically here as the chairman of Family Life Tobago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Yes. Well, Dr. Remy, just share with our viewers about the NGO Family Life Tobago and what you do.
Okay, so first I would also like to send out my greetings to the mothers of our lovely Twin Island Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. Happy Mother's Day to you. Yes, Family Life Tobago, what do we do? It was interesting when I heard you starting your conversation that your program is about transforming lives one at a time, yes, seeking to make a difference. This program started exactly doing just that. Because when I, as a pediatrician, when I came to Tobago in 1997, Tobago was considered one of the hotspots for HIV. And HIV, remember the first survey we did on mothers, antenatal cord blood study of mothers who were delivering at the Scarborough Regional Hospital. We found out what the prevalence, in other words, how many mothers were HIV positive. And we found then that it was a high prevalence, and once it's over 1%, it's considered high. And also, it was even higher proportionately in the younger women than in the older women. And it was in keeping with what was happening worldwide. So the question is, what do you do? Yes, you try to get intervention in terms of treatment and stuff like that, which was not available then. Not only that, but I'm a pediatrician and I don't like to see sick people. I want to see healthy, well people. Yes. So what could we do in terms of prevention? And it was not long after coming here, I was exposed to this program where you had an intervention for young people in schools, in high schools. And this was where the program started. And initially, the training was done for teachers in 1999. Okay. And then, eventually in 2005, we signed an MOU with the Division of Education. And as a result, we're in the schools now for the last 20 years. We are celebrating 20 years this year. Wow. With this intervention. And why we are doing that is because what we are teaching the young people is how to make decisions.
Yes.
How to avoid risky behaviors, also how you can build good character. Why is character building important? Character building is important in terms of the decisions that you make. Right. So the program helps young people to build character. It also it gives them information on HIV and STIs, etc., as the main risk at that point in time. Right. But we know there are many other risks now. Drug use, how to treat people, mental health. Yes. All those other risks, though, are covered under the character building program. So that is what the concern was there, the intervention
Right.
was put in place in the schools, and it has been going over the last 20 years.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Dr. Remy. I see here in your vision for the organization that it is about building healthy families for the strength of the nation. Tell us a bit about the mission of the group and what has the response been like generally?
Okay, so building healthy families for the strength of the organization. As you also said in your introduction, the family is the bedrock of our society. And healthy families, you have to have healthy individuals for the healthy families. And we, by helping young people to make appropriate decisions about their lives, in terms of, as I said, character building in terms of their own lives, it helps them when they grow older to be able to make appropriate decisions in terms of their, family, what they will do, how they will make a choice in terms of a father or mother, a spouse for them. Those kinds of things are discussed in this program, specifically as it relates to the children in school. Our main intervention has been in the secondary schools. And by the way, I didn't tell you about the organization. I'm the chair, but we also have a 5-member board, 5 members and our secretary. The board consists of another pediatrician, Dr. Jillian Wheeler, an educator, Mrs. Joan Sebro, a family life specialist, and the person who also manages the program, that's Mrs. Korisha Sinanan. And then we have Mrs. Janet Parks, and who have I left out?
Nigel.
Now, Nigel is one of the facilitators. I think that's it, and myself, right. And then our secretary is Candice Villan, right? So that's the board, and as we are all volunteers on the board, but the program manager, in terms of the program actually running in the schools, that is as a result of the MOU we have signed with the Division of Education. Then we have that program, the management of the program being run by the program manager. So that's what is happening in terms of the board and in terms of the schools. Building healthy families for the strength of the nation, as I said, our main intervention has been in the schools. And that particular intervention has been in terms of character building in the young people. But we have also done things like HIV counseling. Counseling for persons living with HIV. And that is, I used to do that as a part of my office when I was at the office at 151 Calder Hall Street, Calder Hall Road. We did some HIV counseling. We also sent people who were having difficulty within their marriage. I remember one situation where we were recommended by the court for a family that they were having a lot of problems, and they thought that instead of going the way of the court, they seek to put persons in this kind of setting, in the mediation kind of. So we had a family then. We also have had persons who have come where a parent has come as a result of conflicts happening with the parent and child. So we've done things like that from Family Life, but as I said, our main intervention has been with the schools. We do have plans for other things subsequently, but that has been our main intervention. And the response has been very good, particularly in the schools. As I said, this is why we have been able to be there for the 20 years, consistently over the 20 years.
Well, that's very commendable. Tell us a little bit about some of the work that you're actually involved with in the primary and secondary schools, and what are your objectives? Okay, fine. So
in the primary schools, there was, I think it was in 2017, that we were having discussions initially with the Division of Education, and then because they are school boards for the denominational primary schools, the Methodists had said that they were interested in us having a character education program in the primary schools. We started discussions with them, and we actually started rolling out a program in terms of what exactly we will be doing. Not rolling out in the schools as yet, but getting the program organized. But unfortunately, that was curtailed because they had to put their funding to do something else. Other priorities were in their denomination, and therefore that did not continue. but it is still something that we are open to
Yes.
as soon as because many of the principals have told us, you need to get into the schools, primary schools, before the children get to secondary schools with this kind of program.
Yes.
So, yeah, but unfortunately we've not been able to as yet.
Right, because I'm very concerned, especially at the primary school levels, because many times you're doing programs and you actually have to start now from the preschool.
Right.
Because we recognize, especially we have a lot of children coming from broken homes,
Yes.
many challenges in the
Yes.
homes and
Yes.
stuff like that. And you need to start from the pre,
Yes.
and then they get to the primary and then to the secondary schools. So I
Right.
would really like something like that to really come into fruition.
Okay.
Is it that if we have like the private sector on board and sponsors and
Right.
that kind of thing, that can help?
It is a consideration because what is affecting our young people is affecting us, is affecting our whole society.
Yes.
And when we talk about character building, it starts from young. And so that that intervention is an intervention that will help, not just in terms of schools and, decreasing violence in schools and stuff like that, or having children do better in terms of their education, but it will also help build a better society. So yes, if there is input from the private sector or input from other organizations that would be interested in sponsorship of programs like that, yes.
Of course.
It is something that we are open to.
Definitely. Well,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about the importance of character building. I know we touched on it just a bit, but the importance of character building in individuals, especially from a young and tender age.
This is where it starts, Dianne. From a young and tender age is where it starts. And of course, you know the importance of the family there.
Yes.
It is where it starts in the family. As you know, what has been happening in our families is that in many cases now, families, the parents are not there because parents are working, either broken, as you said, or the parent who may be there may be working many jobs, and therefore the parent does not have the time to spend in terms of teaching character for the young people.
Yes.
And therefore there's a breakdown there. And that is why shifting it to the school in terms of building the blocks there has been important. However, we know that alone is not enough.
Yes.
Because in the schools, important as it is, the child still has to go home.
Yes,
and
precisely.
if what you are teaching in the schools is not happening at home, then you have there'll be a disconnect. So we would love to see a societal acceptance of what we are doing in the schools.
Right.
So, Dianne, the truth about it is that in the schools there is one module. The module of actually the program has four. Let's say 4 types of intervention. There's the school intervention, which is in the classroom where the 30-lesson curriculum is taught over a 3-year period. There's also the peer aspects where the children are in clubs.
Right.
And they can live out what they learn, and you will hear that more from Mrs. Sindanan and Mr. Williams when they come, because they're actually in the schools and they are doing it. There's also the component of the community component, where if we get more involvement in the community, and there is also involvement in terms of general education and also in terms of the schools. So the importance of this is that character building is not just for young people. It starts there,
yes.
But at the end of the day, it's manifested in our society.
Right.
For instance, when we were making choices for who we thought appropriate to govern us, as we just came out of an election,
yes.
Dianne, we were looking for people who we could trust.
Yes, correct.
Very important. Trust, that pillar, is one of the pillars of character. You want people who would not raid your treasury. Again, you learn that not when you are a politician, but you learn that when you start at the base. At the tender age. So what we are teaching in terms of character building is important for not just school, but it's important for any part of our society. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a doctor, you would want to know that you can trust your doctor when you go to them, right?
Of course.
Whether you are a pastor, whether you're a politician, whether you're a businessman, in any sphere of influence. So this program is far-reaching in terms of the tenets that are being taught, so that it literally is a foundation.
Right.
So wherever you go in society, when you go and you conduct yourself in those spheres of influence, it's expected that you will conduct yourself with character. And it doesn't mean that I have to vote the same party as you. Even that,
yes,
if I respect you, which is again a foundational pillar of character, if I respect you, Dianne, I have to respect that you can vote the way you want because it's your conscience,
yes,
and I should vote the way, and you should be able to live peaceably with each other. That's a part of the building. So what we are teaching is foundational for our society, and we would really like to see it not just be in the school alone, but expand it to the rest of the society.
Yes.
So again, it's something we are open to.
Right. Well, Dr. Remy, I have said it on this program, and my viewers, my viewers know me so well, that what we are actually seeing manifested in society today is a clear erosion of family values and morals that many times we see emanated from broken homes.
Yes.
And we cannot talk homes without clearly defining the roles of mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
So I want us to just talk a little bit about the roles and the responsibilities of a mother,
mm-hmm,
the roles and the responsibilities of a father.
Okay, Dianne, you've hit the nail on the head. We grew up, I heard you again shouting out your mother, a strong pillar, yes, for your development. And I could talk about my mother and my father. So in societies where there's a strong foundation of fathers taking up their responsibility to care for their children, responsibility to protect their families, responsibility to give the children the kinds of model.
Yes.
Model. It's important that the parents don't just talk, but they model, yes, what they are doing in their lives. So that's key. I remember my father. There are some things that we still talk about now. My father died 30 plus years ago, and we still talk now about what daddy said about this and what daddy said, wow, about that, because they were so important, yes, foundations for us. The mother, the one who nurtures, the one who ensures that the family is intact, etc. And yes, we know that things have changed over the years, but the responsibilities are still there.
Yes.
In other words, I grew up so my mother was at home and I grew up, but then when I was a mother, my son was young, I was working, but I still had the responsibilities.
Yes.
It just meant that I had to do it with 10 hands rather than 2, but I still had the responsibilities in my family, and which I had to take seriously, knowing that this young child is dependent on me, right, in terms of what he becomes, mm-hmm, in the future. And this is the same thing that our parents should know. You are nurturing, you are in your hands, you cradle in your hands the future of your nation.
Yes.
And it is so important that you take up those responsibilities for nurturing and guiding your children. It cannot be done by a television screen. It cannot be done by a tablet.
Yes. It
cannot be done by a phone. They cannot nurture. Well, they're nurturing your children right now, but not in the way that you would want to.
Precisely.
Yes. You have to have an active role. It's something that is on our society, Dianne, we have to address, because when the mothers have 2 or 3 jobs or whatever, it is because there is a need, yes, or they see a need, and the children are falling through the cracks right now.
Yes, and that is very, very unfortunate. But at this time, we're going to take a short break. And, well, Dr. Remy, I know you'll be making your exit, and 2 other team members would be joining. So I want to thank you so much for joining with us today on Transforming Lives One at a Time, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. It was great being here with you.
Yes. Viewers, we're going to take a short break at this time. You are viewing Transforming Lives One at a Time. Stay with us.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, Storbay Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters and yes, windows. Plus a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stompy's Bypass, Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595, 477-5905 or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program Transforming Lives One at a Time. Well, today we are continuing the conversation and we are talking about family life and how we can give our young people the best chance to succeed. Well, Dr. Remy made her exit, and on set right now we have Mrs. Corey Sinanan, Project Manager, Family Life Tobago, and also Mr. Nigel Williams, Supervisor of the Schools Program. Lady and gent, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Well, as we talk about some of the work Family Life Tobago has been doing in the schools, it is no secret that the issue of peer pressure and substance abuse, violence, and of course bullying has been and continues to be a great concern within our schools within recent times. How has your organization been able to treat with these and other issues affecting the schools?
Well, in fact, you are correct, as you would have stated before. As it pertains to the program and the treating with these situations, we have done several campaigns. Apart from the curriculum, which we teach at every secondary school, from first to third, we also do extra programs from rallies within and out of the school, as we have done sensitization issues and programs to ensure that the needs for these children are met. We also reached out to parents, because from time to time, once they complete the different assignments in their workbooks, the parents get involved and they now have to report or sign off as having seen it. In a short while, we will also be continuing in that respect, because we are going to be hosting a major rally here in Tobago among all the schools that speaks directly to the issue of bullying, because we know it's one of those issues that is out there.
Of course.
And there are so many things, negative things happening as a result of it. So as a school, as a program, we are catering specifically to treat and to help envelop that sense of worth, that sense of knowing who they are as students, so that they would, when faced with the challenge of bullying, gambling, and all the other quote-unquote social issues that they treat with, they would be well apt to treat with them and deal with them in a positive way. And that's where the program really comes in to support in that manner.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I would say also that while the program is there in the school system, it is very, very important that the parents also would be saying the same thing.
Right.
So when it comes to bullying and the behaviors that we are seeing, those values are instilled as a baby growing up. And so it is important that the parenting program, the parenting aspect of it starts very, very early, because that's where the foundation is laid. Unfortunately, we have not been able to anchor that in a manner in which it is consistent, mainly because we targeted the parents and teachers meeting, And you'd find that parents who are concerned about their children and care about their children, they're the ones who attend these meetings.
All the time.
And the ones that we are concerned about and says, we need to help you, we need to assist, how can we, come on board with you? We don't see them.
Yes.
And so what we are looking at is that we are going to consistently, you will never be able to conquer in a total way, total manner in which you are very satisfied.
Right.
And because of that aspect of the approach to how parents address the situation.
So what I'm hearing is that we need more collaboration.
More collaboration.
Because before, when Dr. Remy was here, we spoke about the family being the bedrock of society.
Yes.
And we know that there has been an erosion of family values and so many things. So we are making a clarion call, and I'm looking straight into the camera. We are making a clarion call to parents to step up. Step up some more. And you rightfully said the parents that you actually see in the parent-teachers meetings many times are the children that are basically doing well. But those that are having challenges, and these are the parents that you want to come out to these meetings and they are just not coming. So we definitely need to have more collaboration. Parents, with Dr. Remy, we spoke about some of the roles and the responsibilities of parents, and what we are saying in a nutshell is that parents need to take their responsibilities more seriously, because if it is that we have these kind of programs in the schools to help your child, it means that you have to be speaking the same language. Not one thing at school and one thing at home. Not do as I say but not as I do. I'm saying the time for that kind of behavior is far gone. We are dealing with real issues, we are dealing with real problems in society, and we want to ensure that our children are part of the solution and not the problem.
And two, we also have to consider the fact that the program has its value in that at least the children now are being aware of they're being educated as to how to address some of the issues that are there. And hopefully, with the knowledge, when they become parents,
they will pass it on.
They pass it on. So are we looking at a slow process of having, a culture change in this area? Probably. And hopefully we are praying for that. And we are working diligently. And the facilitators.
And that's where the curriculum comes in.
Yes.
Because without the curriculum, we don't have the basis to truly make that inroads into the heart, mind, and even soul of the children, of the child. And with because what you just mentioned is what we treat with, double standards. We cover all topics from as basic as how you see yourself to where you are as an individual. How do you treat with bullying? How do you treat with if my parents is telling me to do something and they are not doing it, which is a double standard. How do I treat with it? And all of these are lessons that come up. We cover it from first form to third form, and by the time we get to third form, the children would have a wealth of knowledge. Sometimes even that may surpass the parent. And if they apply it, and most of them do, because we meet them in all walks of life after, and they are thankful to the impact that the program had, the curriculum had on them while they were at school.
Yes, well, I want us to delve in, and I think you just touched on it. I think you're probably looking at my notes. But I want us to delve into the level of success the school program and other initiatives that you bring to the table have been receiving over the years. Tell us about some of the success stories that we never hear about.
All right, you have many of them, don't you?
As the faces differ, because if you're in the program for an extended period, I'm there for more than a decade. You would have touched the lives of so many students. Students that when you see them today, who would be Mr. and Mrs. or senators or doctors, whatever vocation they would have stepped into, they still value, they still see the relevance,
Yes.
and even more now, where they have been impacted, and how they would now come on board to in turn support the program
Yes.
financially and to lend that human service wherever the clarion call is made.
Right.
So we are really seeing that. There are so many stories. You go to the bank, you see them.
Wow.
Sir,
Yes.
you know, you
Yes.
go to the car wash, you see them. And there's always that impact. The police service, they're all walks of life. And you know that what you taught me, I have students that come up to me and say, sir, what you teach me was really important, you know.
Wow.
I met a young man, I was down in Crown Point area, and he's a police officer. And he came up to me and said, sir, you remember the lesson that you taught on, I wouldn't want to say what it was.
Right, yes.
But he said, sir, I was going through some situations in my life, and what you taught was so impactful.
Wow.
It made the difference in my life, and it helped me
Yes.
at that time to treat with that situation.
Yes.
So thank you, sir.
Wow.
You can't get better than that. And remember, it's not me alone.
Yes.
We are in every secondary school. And the impact, when you hear some of the testimonies of the other facilitators,
Right.
it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
Parents calling, students calling. It's really out of this world to know that you are making such an impact in the heart and life of the
Yes.
next generation.
Yes. The next 4 generations.
next-
I wouldn't even say the next generation, but the next 4. And what you all are actually doing, you are living out what this program is all about. Transforming lives one at a time.
That's right.
Yes.
And of course, when you do it one person at a time, then you have that ripple effect. Because now you have these persons coming back to give back because they recognize how it helped them so much. It changed their lives for the better.
Of course.
They are now a part of the solution
That's right.
rather than the problem. So I really want to commend you and the entire team on the work that you have been doing, and
Thank
that
you.
you should continue. Well, I see this program, especially what you are able to do in the schools, being extremely critical as it relates to social development and the enhancement of our society. Over the years, I've known about this group, the ISCF, at the secondary level actually. Have you been able to partner with this group or any other group to gain more ground in the schools?
Of course we have. In fact, our room, the room that the moral ed is taught, is the house or the home for ISCF as well.
Okay.
So we do partner from time to time. We do projects together. We even assist in the actual implementation of ICF in the school, because most of us come from that background where we can lend some support to the ICF development in the schools. So yes, we do partner with them. Yes, we collaborate all the time, not only at my school, but at all other schools as well. And it's really impactful. In fact, tomorrow we have assembly.
Okay.
And
I remember those assembly days. Wow. Anything you wanted to report?
I do want to say that the plus for us is where the schools in there, where they can afford to have a room dedicated to this program.
Yes.
We take advantage of that in the sense that it's not only for the program, but for students who need a space to come in and just sit. Students who, we have Roxborough, most of the students that do need help, they would come into the room, the facilitators during the lunchtime, whether it's in math, whether it's in English, whether it's in learning to read, whatever their needs are.
Yes.
We'd find the facilitators and they would get involved. And it's not only in Roxborough, it is in your school as well.
Of course.
Right.
It's a safe room. They
It's
come
a
in
safe
room.
room.
I like that, a safe space.
Yes. So we have 4 schools where we have dedicated rooms.
Okay.
And we negotiated for those dedicated rooms, and of course the principals, and they see the importance of it.
Yes.
And the benefit of it. And we're really very thankful for such an opportunity in Tobago.
Yes.
And I know that there are many in Trinidad who have been asking, so when are you coming to
Yes,
Trinidad?
because I was just
do
about
this?
to ask that.
Yes.
What about Trinidad?
Yes, what about Trinidad? Trinidad is I'm sure that they'll figure out how to do things.
That's
We
one of the
figured it out
benefits.
here in Tobago.
Well, maybe you can now put yourself in a position that you can find other persons and train them, and then they run with the
Yes.
vision.
I am sure, yes.
Well, one of the benefits of being in Tobago is that this program is so unique. I tend to boast of it because it's an initiative
Yes.
that was undertaken by the THA.
Right.
We're not looking at the political parties here, but Tobagonians saw the need for something like this,
Yes.
and they came on board and supported and gave the funding that was necessary, that we are there, that we could have celebrated 20 years in the system.
Yes, indeed.
We have seen several chief secretaries come and go, and we have benefited. We are hoping that in the future we can do even more.
Right.
There's always a clamor to get it in not only Trinidad.
But the primary
The
schools,
That's right,
I was
that's
talking
right.
to Dr. Remy about that.
That's right. So we are all ready
Yes.
and willing to go. However, funding is an issue
Right.
because a lot of the times we have had a cut in the budget, and the facilitators and the program, Family Life, would have had to battle through.
Yes.
Wow.
But we are there in the trenches. We have a board who truly supports the vision, and we have parliamentarians who come alongside and do what is necessary so that the program can continue.
Right.
And thanks be to God, we have been thus 20 years.
Wow.
A lot of lives that will have contributed, we are still there. And
Wow.
we're still in the trenches, and we're still making a dent
Yes.
wherever we can make it. Trinidad, yes,
Definitely.
but Tobago,
Yes.
hats off to
And
you.
That's it.
primary schools, we
Yeah.
have got to start from the primary school levels.
Wow.
We have got to
Yeah.
do that.
And yes, we'll get back there and we'll negotiate. And
Yes.
we'll try, to make sure. It's not that we're lacking material. We just have to be able to
Pull it together.
pull it together. And funding is a challenge.
Yes.
So we need to sort of.
So what about if persons would like to contribute to getting things? Because I was talking earlier about the private sector getting involved.
Yes.
And other business persons, other parents may,
Yes.
be in a good position, and they would want to help because they would have recognized what it would have done for their children,
Yes.
and they want others to benefit.
At the start of this year, we negotiated a Mason Hall for a dedicated room, and it was granted to us.
Okay.
However, because of the need of furnitures,
Yes.
we were saying, okay, how can we do this? So the private donors came on board, and we were able to furnish the room.
Okay.
And
Wonderful.
it's quite nicely furnished, and it's operational now. There are other areas of resources that we needed, and Republic Bank came on board and gave us funding for our projectors and laptop as well.
Wonderful.
So we are looking for funders. We are looking also those who can donate.
Yes.
And it is, the office is in Calder Hall Road. It's 151 Calder Hall Road. It's just obliquely opposite the Anglican primary school.
Okay, and you could
Can't
give us
miss
a phone
it.
number as well?
Yes.
So that
and
persons would be able to
yes,
contact you.
Yes, and it's the phone number is 639 635 3960, and it is
Just repeat the number again. 635.
635 3960.
16.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll also put it up on the screen.
I'm kind of wobbling on that because we just had our phone change with Amplia and
okay, got you.
with that. And
I got you. I got you.
And wasn't prepared to give the number.
Right. Well, we'll put it up on the screen so that persons who would like to contribute, who would like to play a part, and I must say hats off to Republic Bank for seeing the need and really because this is what we need to be able to bring persons to the kind of space that they are now making meaningful contributions to our society.
And we just completed our poor man's dinner.
Yes, I heard about that. I heard about that. Yes. I heard about that. So congratulations on that. Well, at this time, we're going to take another short break and we'll be back. Stay with us.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center, Torbay Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters and yes, windows. Plus a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stompy's Bypass Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595, 477-5905 or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program, Transforming Lives One at a Time. We continue the conversation. So when we talk about building a more productive and responsible society, what are we talking about in essence? Is this a holistic approach?
It is. It is a holistic approach. We can talk about health. We can talk about the economy. We can talk about all those areas. But the most important is to be able to build a society with strong morals and values. Because you take your policemen out of the same society, you take your doctors out of here, you take your every area of work. You have, it's people, we don't, our society is not yet there to be run by robots. So we have to work very hard in pursuing, equipping our society, our people in our society with strong morals and values so that Tobago as an island can be strong, can stand, especially when we talk about the economy. What we depend on is tourism.
Yes.
And we do need people who are moral, has good value, they have good value, and that means not just knowing good and how to treat others, but also being a good person.
Of course.
And it is and it takes everybody to do the job. We're doing our part, and it probably might be just the heart, but we need everybody, the parents, the person who is interacting with youth, whether it's in the workplace, whether it is in the church, the institutions. We all have to be able to be on the same page in building our society with strong morals and values.
That's the key.
So we have to talk about this often.
Yes.
We have to be able, like a program like this, to be able to expose and to encourage and to, how do we change culture? Repetition, 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 repetition.
Having that information being bombarded.
Yes, and using different vehicles to do that. Whether it's in song, whether it is in your spoken word, whether it is in whatever the vehicle is that you can use. You use it, and you do it in a manner in which it frames your culture. So I would say that we have a long ways to go in putting a solid program together for Tobago. And it takes everybody, and everybody hands on board.
Yes.
If I should make a quote, one of the quotes that we use, Theodore Roosevelt said, if you educate a man and not morals, then you are educating a menace to society. So we need all hands on deck as it pertains to making an active contribution here on this island and Trinidad and Tobago at large. Without what we are doing, we are lost, because we are heading down a slippery slope right now.
We are.
When it comes to morality, when it comes to character, when it comes to standards that will make Trinidad and Tobago a better place to live. We are hoping that by our efforts, what we are doing, is going to be impactful to the point where Tobago will be transformed.
Yes.
And if we fail at this mission, then God help us all. So we cannot fail.
Right.
We have to give it full 100. We need all facets of society to come on board. As we are in the trenches now,
yes,
there will be new runners that will come. We have just seen that taking place. But it does not negate the fact that we still need to do our part.
Of course.
And as Kobe was saying, we all have to do our part.
Yes.
If we do it, better place for all of us to live. If we fail, I don't know what will happen.
So what I'm hearing is that we need that comprehensive approach.
Yes.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck.
It's not any one entity or any one organization, but we all need to come together for the common good.
Common good.
Which is our nation.
Our nation.
Our society. And many times we focus on our young people because the older ones might be saying, but you're only focusing on but we have to start there. And that's why I'm so concerned about it, even starting from the preschool levels. Because what we are seeing sometimes and the conversations we are hearing from preschoolers, we are wondering, is it that we are hearing preschoolers talking like this, having these kind of knowledge? And of course, with the advent of social media, we know what is happening there. So we can't take it slight, we can't take it for granted that any one person can do it, because many times we look at the law enforcement, we look at the police officers, and we are saying, okay, you need to bring down crime. Yes, I understand. They have their part to play, but we also have our part to play. Because as parents, you would have your child coming home with a $800 shoes. You did not give them. Where did they get it from? You're not asking a question.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying, don't get me started. I'm saying that it all starts from the home, and we need to be able to take better responsibility as parents, as guardians, as teachers, as principals, as community leaders. We need to take greater responsibility and realize that we are not just doing it for this young man or this young woman, but we are doing it for the next 4 generations.
I'd like to just touch a little bit on that preschool statement. We just have to remember that those children, they are not at the level where they have the capability to think and to come up with their own how we should address issues, whether it be with curse words, whether it be with attitude and all that. They've copied it from an adult.
Yes, correct.
They have learned from an adult, and that's how we nurture our children. We nurture our children by what we put into them. There are stages of development, and as we develop, our brain develop, then we find that we have stages of cognitive development, and those children do not have that ability at that age.
Yes.
So we have to now look at the adults around them, and what we are seeing from our preschoolers and from our children at that age, it's really the adults.
Yes.
It's not the children.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Exactly what we have been saying all day, right?
But we know the children impact the adults sometimes, because children are brutally honest.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah, so
Yes.
once you give them the right tools, they are going to begin to make that articulation that is needed. Mommy, this is wrong.
Yes.
Daddy, why are you doing that?
Yes.
And then you know who is the boss at that age? Missy.
Of course. Yes.
So
What
we
Miss
just need
says
to
is
get
law.
there. Yes. We just need to get into the system. It is a challenge, of course, because of the different constraints that we're experiencing now here in the country, but nonetheless, we are there and we are making a difference. The sad thing is, it is not too late.
Right.
As long as we do our part. So, we just got to do our part.
How can persons help? How can persons help? Because we know there are many NGOs, private sector. We have many CBOs, which are community-based organizations. We know we have the churches. How can persons who are probably viewing this program, because this program, you will get it on YouTube, you will get it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, yes, and on the television station as well. 2 television stations. So someone is probably viewing now and they're saying, wow, this program sounds really good. I want to help. What can they do? Where do you need help?
Well, that's a big question. And it is, we cannot say in specifically right now, but what we can say that we can have you phone the office or phone me personally, 780-0870. And we would be able to give you the information and also to find out what kind of a time you have, what help you can give, and we need as much help as possible in the sense that the talents that you can bring to the table, helping to organize, let's say, if there is a campaign that is happening, to be able to bring that to fruition, we might need help on that. We might need sponsorship for banners,
okay.
Those resources, and some folks are retired.
Yeah,
they
so
would
they have a
retired
lot of
teachers,
time. They have a lot of
retired
time.
principals who can come on board and can contribute as well.
Right.
So we would welcome that, and I'd like to give the number again.
Yes, please.
Phone me personally, 780-0870. And my name is Corey. Just call and we'd be able to meet at the office.
Yes.
Very well, very well. Well, what is one key takeaway you would like to leave with our viewers today, or maybe an area that we did not touch on that you would like to highlight?
For me, I'd go first. For me, I think I often think about parenting, and I would say that parents, let's get on board. There is so much information on parenting,
Yes.
on the tube, that you can get on board. If you are a new parent, you have such an advantage of educating yourself, so that you'd be able to start off on a good platform. And with those who already have children, you have also the advantage of researching and developing yourself so that you'd be able to also contribute,
Yes.
in a very, very focused way to our society. We give back to our society.
Yes.
We may think that we can live in isolation. We don't. We bring who we are to the table, to society. So it's important that we parent well.
Very well said.
For me, a takeaway would be, we need you. Tobago needs you.
Yes.
Your children need you. The schools need you. And wherever, however you have been trained, come on board and join us so that we can make a difference in the space that is Tobago for now and for 4 generations, so that the Tobago that we are going to grow old in will be a Tobago worth living in,
Yes.
as opposed to what others may want it to become, based on the negative influences out there.
Yes.
And your children are special. Treat them special. Love them watch over them and set proper examples for them so that they would have good role models going forward to make this place a better place.
Well, well said, definitely. Well, viewers, this is how we bring the curtains down on this program today. I would like to thank my guests. Earlier we had Dr. Remy. Now we have Mrs. Sinanan and Mr. Nigel Williams. All right, so I want to thank all three guests for definitely coming onto the program and sharing vital information that we need and sharing the word on what they have been doing in Tobago via Family Life Tobago. I want to commend you and congratulate you, the entire team. Please keep up the work. You are doing your transforming in your sphere of influence, so you continue, and I will continue to lobby for the primary schools.
Please do.
Yes, and of course we cannot stress enough that it all begins in the home.
Yes.
When we have a solid foundation on the home front, we have a solid community, and when we have solid communities, of course we have a solid nation. I am your host, Dianne, always happy to be here with you. Remember, you can check out all our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can be sure to send us a line, share, view, comment. Let this information go viral, that persons can know exactly what kind of solutions there are and that we still have hope in our society. I want to also let you know that we are now introducing a brand new segment. Yes, a brand new segment to transforming lives one at a time, and it's called Good Vibes, Good News. And this is the time that you get to share your 90-second video on any good news. Sometimes, so many good news you have, and many times you don't hear about it. You have the opportunity now to share that information. You can send your videos to our WhatsApp at 1-868-701-2099. That's 1-868-701-2099. As usual, I leave you with the definition of transformation, which is an internal shift that brings us into alignment with our fullest potential. Hey, we've got this. See you next time.